Do you know on social media, Japanese are fighting to fans? Aside that some fans are discriminating against Japanese people. Some Finland politicians seen it streaming on his social media. You know that's a discriminatory action against the Asian people. And then some Japanese on social found that and demand an apology from the fans. And then the fans, the woman that in UN human rights ambassadors shows that's just a face joke. So when other rights do that action, they were discriminating against the Asians. But when it turns to fans, it decides it's just a face joke. Things is very interesting. Just like they were the real clone. The next Finnish parliamentarians also joined the fight. The side Japanese is wrong and they deliberately provoked a dispute between the two countries. Oh, you're the real genius. God should call you, not Abraham Lincoln. And then notice the third smallest island country like Hawaii ambassador in Japan side. Japanese people should protest to the Finnish embassy in Japan. And then the Naru's ambassador in Japan had been blocked by Finnish ambassador's account in X Twitter. And the Finnish ambassador staff side notice ambassador in Japan is provoking Finland government. What amazing! Finnish ambassador in Japan and their government said their politicians are not good because I just died. They don't say that action is a discrimination and refuse to an apology to Japanese and Asian people. Oh. According to Japanese women who lived in Finland, when themselves and their children were discriminated, even though they asked for help to Finland government and a human rights group there, they are always ignored. The more horrifying is that Finland ranks fourth among countries with the international human rights record. So Japanese people side with love. Finland like falls among countries with the international human rights record because Finns don't consider discrimination to be a discrimination. What a genius! According to this, maybe Mark Black should give a Mark White an apology. Unbelievable. So why do white people discriminate against the Asians? You maybe have found the answer. Yes, as the white side, they don't want to discriminate against the Asians. They may just want to discriminate against the black. Gee, why? Why? Because black is closer to them. You know, black came from Africa. And them with no money and no power to protect themselves or their family. In the mid-century, you even could buy a black as a slave if you don't want to be too paid for the work of kingdom in the church. Yeah, you got a black slave and that made you rich. You also got the right from the kingdom or the church. You got the freedom as you like a God. Just see the black as a city. You seem to have a golden everything. That's you. White, raised. And now some white still continue this behavior even to Asian because they think Asians is fair and have power to protect themselves or their family just like the black people of the past. Yes, the sun was not our enemy. Yeah, but we have to understand its serious needs. So, let's see an example. You must know COVID-19 virus. It's practically killing baby, mom died, her husband, a wife, say, a daughter, a grandfather, a grandmother, even a pregnant woman, even right. It had cost between 19.1 and 36 million dies. You even can't believe that. Yeah, me too. It's as if a war had just broken out in the world. So, who, who, who fucking made life white people? It's the white victim. Oh no! Just like see the fighting. We're talking about the COVID-19 virus. You have to talk about China and its Wuhan province. The first large-scale plasma infection occurred in this area, and the French government built the most serious virus before laboratory here. Then the American White funded this laboratory with big money, even some visuals sequence. And besides, the facility management is extremely chaotic. So years ago, the virus eventually broke out in 2019. No. And Americans launched the campaign of discrimination and hatred against the Japanese people in the entertainment industry, in the Hollywood, in the Oscar in 2010. White Americans took a fake short documentary that named The Cope with an outrageous family. They deliberately portrayed Japanese people and police as ruthless and cruel creatures. Besides, the action of Japanese would lead to the extinction of dolphins, even though that's fake. Inside, only Japanese killed dolphins, even though the three Nordic countries are also doing it. Besides, dolphins were highly intelligent organisms because with training, they can express complex movements that appear human-like. And then training would take at least 1 to 2 years. But if you training a dog, a chicken, or pig at the same time, you got the same advice and maybe even more. So, do you know? After watching this film, most people's impression of the Japanese people as who tended to be negative. They became hating Japanese. They believe the Japanese are ruthless and cold-blooded. Some white face got right. They became very, very angry. They say Japanese is animal, Japanese is nothing. Some even begin inside should give Japanese people not two, but more atomic bomb like Hiroshima or Nagasaki. Yes, they did. That's right, they did. All the celebrity in Hollywood, not only white but black, voted the film the best record film in Oscar in 2010. And American whites even included it in the school curriculum as a classic documentary for students to study. So when Japanese organism scientists said it may be dangerous that white study extremely dangerous virus in China, the white biologists that side Japanese is nothing. You are the truly evil bands. Yes. So it came the COVID-19 virus. It kills everyone equally. It kills any white, any black, any yellow. You're about to go on your first date with your boyfriend, but you were killed by the COVID-19. You're about to have your first sexual experience with your girlfriend, but you were killed by the COVID-19. You're about to have your first baby with your wife and your baby, both were killed by the COVID-19. You just got your first PlayStation 5, you were killed by the COVID-19. You're working harder and harder, and eventually You got your dreamly, your first Toyota car. The second before you turn your steering wheel, you were just killed by the COVID-19. So, you succeeded. Your wife had just succeeded. You not only killed millions Japanese people, but killed all people but 20 million. Yeah, those in fact, including your family, your mom, your dad, son, your daughter, your grandson, your granddaughter, your grandparents, and even all your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your wife, your husband, and your friends. You know, in your heart were killed in the past. So, do you have any question that why those things happen? Why? You know, there was an economic crisis in 1980, and that made the white just shift, and that made blacker being the president of America. So, the white needed a victory, and the black does too. Then the friend of the poor queen. And now you know what that fuck resulted in. Hey guys, do you want to know what fucking made an American economic crisis in 28? Now I tell you the answer. In 1980s, the white, Europe and America buying the market of Japan's high technology. That including a computer system like Windows and the chip industry that attracting much attention now. So Japan had to overinvestment in real estate industry, and that eventually led to the explosion of the Japanese economy. You know, Japan is the second largest economy country in that time. So when the Japanese economy died, the Asian economy died too. Yeah, you're right. The West right. And then all the people invested in the economy of Europe and America. And that finally resulted in the American economy crisis in 2008. So, when you believe you was right by killing or discriminated against Japan or its people, you just killed and hurt yourself, your family, your mom, your dad, and your daughter, and your son, the grandmother, the grandfather, grandson, granddaughter. So, why is that? Why is that? To answer this question, we maybe have to know who is Japan. The first, they're poor, but they work hard, and they even invented Toyota car, Honda car, Sony Walkman, and Nintendo by using their brand. And those make them rich and rich. So some poor and black and white think that they could do it too, like Japanese did. And when they were ready to the age, the West just attacked the Japanese and killed their economy. Yeah, the White just don't want people and their deal being rich, being the heavier and being the heavy. Because they are poor, they have no power. Just like the West did black before. Yeah, that's the right rich. That the right have power. So this right believed in their God, and their church made them believe that them is a God, them had the freedom, them had the happiness, but not you and your family. Even you and them is the one color, and you have one God, one church. But now you should know their God is just different with you. Their Jesus and your Jesus is not one. Dear Jesus made them rich and rich, but you and your family just poor and poor. Dear Jesus made them happy and happy, but you and your family painful and painful. Dear Jesus make them free and free, but you and your family hurt and hurt. Dear Jesus make them laugh loud, but you and your family tears and tears. Shadow. It must be something is wrong. So, what's wrong? You know, the God you believe is given by the church, and the rich, the people who had power, control the church. The church set them aside. The God Jesus is controlled by the church, by their God, their Jesus. So you couldn't win. You couldn't get rich. You couldn't be happy. You couldn't be healthy. Yeah. You know, you should know. The God they believed was made up by their blood. So the God said what they want to say. Yeah. So if you want to win, don't want to lose that belongs to you, you have to make the God that you believed to speak your words. Yes, that's right. I don't know what a God would say, but if your God really exists, he would say the real and not the lie. Just think about who made the world. It's God. Or we could call him the God who created the world, everything of the world. Yeah, he made everything. He gave everything the birds and the dice. He made all the rules of the world and the universe. He gave all things with absolute laws. Things can run rightly. It could exist. It's an existing. Things run rightly. It would be inexisting. In other words, dies. Your writing, your liger, your brain, your blood run rightly. Even you don't make a crime. You should let fall a long time. You got the birds and the birds. But if a guy made it wrong, he got the dice. That's like game. If the wrong is so big, the dice is also bigger. If more and more people made the wrong so bigger, the dice would be the world. So you have to stop the wrong as much as possible. All you and your family and your friends would have to get the bigger dice like the COVID-19. You maybe still has a question, why? You know, the God created everything, and the God is everything. That is, everything is the part of the God. So when others made it wrong, that is the God giving it dice. At the same time, you are also a part of the God. That means you are equal to the others. But if you don't make the others wrong be the right, that means you admitted you are the wrong. You voluntarily give up your divinity. So you could be killed. And you would also make the other be die. Yes, that's just the reality of the God. So, if you feel the pain, got hurt by others, it must be something wrong. You have to take action. And when you make the right bigger and bigger, you would get the happen. You may be the rich. The family got healthier and healthier. Just that. You may be asking, what should I do? How to judge that is wrong? First, about the second, the God is absolutely right. So judge that action could do to everyone or not, even your family and your friends. You would get the answer. Then about the first, there's a mistake here. that need to be corrected. Beside Japan's BBC, the NHK is holding a music show, and an idol group that united the Japanese with atomic bombs were allowed to perform. Despite protests from hundreds of thousands of Japanese citizens, NHK still decided to allow them to appear on screen. So just give your protest on the night to the Japan BBC, the NHK, and then you may be changed later part of the world. And when you, your friend, your family make the right bigger and bigger, you will change the world loud and loud. You one day will finally could completely change the world. So you know, if you want to eat the food, you must first open your mouth. Just take some action to change the world. That's all.